Hello, Internet. It's time to make more of this map. Cool. Well then, let's go ahead and jump into this. Are there any other marble variants? This one, this one. I like the double one. Oh, but the sizing is wrong. That always kind of bothers me. Okay, what else can I do? Wait a minute. What if I do this? I don't know about that. All right, regardless, going to put some borders on this. Do this. I'm going to redesign this closet. Both of these, I think, just slightly. I need to do that. Need to figure out the ceiling for that. What am I doing for this one? I'm using this pink and the black and gold marble. Is that going to look right? I don't know. Wait, that was the floor. Let's try ceiling instead. I feel like these tiles are going to be too much. This could work. Red ceiling, that would be a lot. This brown marble would work, wouldn't it? And I could just keep the black marble border. Why did I make this 2 layers? Now I don't remember why I did this way. Is this supposed to be black tile? No. Why did I do this way? All right, you know what? I can't think of a valid reason that I did that, so I'm just going to... Not both this way. There we go. Just going to change it, because I don't remember why I did that. Hey, Zelgados. How are you doing? Good stuff. trying to pick up where I left off, but it's been a few days since I touched this map, and I got to get back into the flow again. But it shouldn't be too bad. Watch someone else map. Yeah, I guess it is nice and chill. Just kind of take it easy and turn your brain off. A little bit less chaotic than when I stream games or excuse me, like actually playing WODs with the whole crew going on in the background. Actually, this is not bad. This happened this way, so I'm gonna do. I want this to get dark. I want this whole area to be dark. And this will be slightly less dark. 144. I need to redo this geometry. Join these sectors together. This is kind of a mess. Yeah, there we go. This is a collaborative project. It is a collaborative project. It's the Doomworld Dating Simulator that Knights is running. And I'm making this map with Beetbeard and Sneezy McGlassface. And it took a few days off from working on this map, and now I'm trying to remember what the hell I was doing in some cases. I'm not totally sure what I was up to when I was making this some parts of this map. 144. I think right now I'm just trying to get warmed back up a little bit, so I'm kind of just going through and just tidying some things up that I haven't spent a lot of time on, like the light levels in this area. So I think this could be 144. This will be 160. This will be 176. This will be 160. See. What did I have these at? 160? Yeah, 160. Okay, good. So this will all be 160. This could be a little brighter. WTF. What do you mean, dude? What do you even mean right now? What are you going on about? All right. This is something that I'm going to have to tackle at some point too. Figure out how I want this to actually work. Okay, so now I feel a little better about the lighting in this area. I don't know if I'm going to want to do more detailed lighting than this. I feel like I'm already just investing so much time into minute detail at this point. So this is 128. I want this to be very bright. Might check in here and there. Well, have fun, whatever you get up to. Let's see, what lights do I have available? Use the purple light. Is there a pink light? A pink danger stripe. I guess I'll try the pink lights. Wait a minute. I want this to be the lights. This to be something else. So this can be really bright. This can be pretty bright. And this can be... Oh, all right. Now I need to just change this to something else. That's probably how I want that. Okay. I don't think I actually want to keep this texture on the side, but... Because I think ultimately what I want to do is to detail this area. I want this to be like a dark area, so I want to take some running lights on the floor and run them around the circumference of this curve, I guess. And it'll just cast a very small amount of light against the walls, but it won't, or just into the room, but it won't really illuminate the room. Just like emergency running lights or something. So, okay. I also didn't want to touch a ton of the combat, but I do have some ideas for possible revisions for it that I might suggest to the team. Because I'm already doing a lot of detailing and stuff, so I figured I don't want to just like completely bogart the whole project. But I feel like this trap would work a lot better if these doors were all the same tag. So you could either come in from this side, from the north, or you could come in from this direction here. When you walk over this sector, I mean, when you walk over this line def, this door these pair of door opens, and vice versa for this set here. And so it has the effect of like you kind of get ambushed at the same time on both sides, but you can still run up here. I think it could be more interesting if you're pincered inside this area by these two closets simultaneously, no matter which direction you come from. But I might just leave that decision to my team and let them decide if they want to do that. So for the detailing, I want the border to be in here, and then I'm going to do this. All right, we're about to get crazy on the line defs. So I'm going to come out here, and then here, and then here. I mean, not super crazy, but adding a lot more detail. And pull the wall down. I could change this to a variant. The grid, does the grid look good? The grid might look a little bit like it's got too much going on. Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring this light in a little bit closer. And then let's go ahead and grab this light texture. Crank that up to 250. Now, it should not actually light up the wall because it's coming from the bottom of the wall, and it just, light wouldn't behave that way. So I draw the first light sector offset from the wall so that I can light this up. I'll do this at like 244, and then this can be like 192, and this can be like 160. It just has a very soft illuminating effect. I think it'll look... Maybe I should make this come closer. Let's skip this. The only thing I don't love about it is that it happens when the texture changes. You know what? I will keep trying on the rest of it and see if I like it still. So I'll come out this way. And we'll just bring this all the way down to where the next door is. So I have plenty of that light to work with. Hopefully you should pronounce the effect a little bit more, having more of it visible. So do the same thing. Grab this texture, doot, 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 full bright. And I guess I'll go ahead and draw. The only thing I don't love is that I feel like all the proportions should be equal. But I'm going to try it this way anyways and see if I like it better. Do this to 208. Then I don't know why I selected it this way. 160. Yeah, I think that's decent. It's subtle. It's not something you're going to just easily notice. Oh, but what makes it a little bit weird is that the floor here is the wrong. Like there shouldn't be a break in the floor. So it almost seems like I would have to do this. I don't like that. Can I get away with pulling this down? Oh, wait, there's the boom. There's a boom action that can change the brightness on the ceiling. I don't know if it exists for the floor. I turned the music down for this. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that's going on there. I know there's a way to make that visual trick work. I might consider it. But it's a fairly easy trick to pull off and boom. Yeah. So I might just try the sector brightness transfer, whatever it is. Thing is, I don't want it to light up the wall. I only want it to make the floor look brighter. So I don't know if it will do that or not. Oops. Let's see. Transfer? No, not transfer. I don't actually know. Oh, it's a generalized action? I don't remember. Oh, with flap leading. Yeah. I think I have to make... In order for it to look right, don't I need to make the sector touching this face also the correct color? I think I do. Not familiar with anything beyond. Use triangles. That confuses me. I don't know what that means. That's probably the wrong... That's probably not what you meant. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, well... Let's see. So in terms of the sector brightness, though, is it a sector tag or it's the line def tag, right? Ceiling. It's not insane. Oh, change ceiling brightness to this brightness. Is there one for the floor? Change floor brightness to this brightness. And then it's just whatever... Is it whatever... I think it's whatever texture or whatever sector this line is bordering. Oh, I need to fix the gap in the floor now. So let's just come all the way back up. I did it the other way around. Okay, so it's... Whatever sector the front of the line is facing is what sectors the parent sector in terms of the lighting transfer. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Such a simple way to fix that. Oh, wait a minute, though. It's also transferring it out to this sector and to this sector because they're also considered adjacent. What's going on, Zen Solipsist? Yeah, back at it again. I'm still not done with this, and I've taken a few days off from it, so I actually need to get back to it. Okay. I don't know why this is suddenly being so difficult. I'm like sitting here just having to troubleshoot this. I don't understand now why the transfer affected all these adjacent sectors. Might have to play with that. I don't want to get stuck on that. That's something that I can fix pretty quickly, I think, if I figure it out. So for now, I'm just going to leave that alone. And instead, I'm going to just focus on getting more of this detailing done. Getting pulled off onto a side tangent to get that fixed is not something that I could afford right now. Oh, you know what? I want to pull this down to just one as well. I like me a good single layer light. Enjoying the chill vibes. Thank you. I'm not always this placid, but I guess I just get into a little bit of a groove when I'm mapping, so. All right, I'm going to just do this. You know what? I like that better. So I guess I'll just leave it that way for now. Even though it's not even. All right. And now let's do the light casting. I'll figure out that boom line transfer trick though. I don't think there's a whole lot to it. I'm just overlooking something that's probably pretty simple. All right. I didn't do this the same way. I thought the lines looked weird. Yeah, when I get that one little detail figured out, this will look really cool. And then, I mean, I honestly don't really need to do a whole lot else with this hallway. I mean, like, I could go overboard and put, like, more borders and stuff, but getting sucked into side tangents. Yeah, it's like the detriment to all my productivity, but also leads to some of my best insights, so I guess I can't always ignore it. But I find that when I know that I have a specific goal that I'm working towards, I do try to reel myself in. And that goal this time being just making sure that I give the map back to my my group with plenty of time for them to make any adjustments that they want and to play test it. Yeah, now that my pace or now that I've kind of figured out a lot of the tenets of what this map's going to look like, I've kind of just started rolling. And that's kind of how it goes for me. It's very momentum-based process. Do I want to be excessive and border this with lights? I just love lights. I kind of do like that. Then it's like a special location for this weapon. So now, I think it's far more interesting, personally speaking, to make the player have to go off to the side to pick up the ammo than being able to just run through it. There's a lot of ammo in this area. And this map is basically just a quick blitz. I'm trying not to make too many changes, but every now and again I like making just a tiny adjustment here and there. So, but all right, so now I want to figure out what I want to do with these closets. I don't think I want to do anything quite as robust as these outdoor areas, although it is kind of calling to me to do something more than just make it a little square closet. So So I did make a few things off the stream in between the last time I streamed and today. Namely, I kind of did a lot of work in this room here and just decided I'd make this kind of like canopy thing. And I changed where the key is located to this heart-shaped platform. The reason I'm bringing that up is because this is kind of a big water feature. And I was thinking maybe putting like a little water cave in here, but I don't want to overdo it with water stuff, so... Be some kind of way to make it like a hedge of some kind. This is a weird shape. This is a really weird shape. Enemy placement feels like a whole other ball game. Monster Closet has been a pretty genius innovation with Doom building, all things considered. Yeah, I mean, Monster Closets are just so versatile in terms of if you're really creative, you can use them in very interesting ways. I still find myself surprised by the way that like even monster vanilla or vanilla monster closets are set up. Excuse me. And you know, it's kind of, you know, I mean, they're all like basically fundamentally the same thing. It's just like you either have one that's like built into the map or one where the monster teleports in from somewhere. And between the two, you can really create a lot of variety there. So maybe this is just like a simple outdoors area. Make this a border and this a border. And we'll go ahead and lower and peg these so they don't move when the door opens. And I'm trying to think of what I want to do for this. Maybe just like a stepping stone down into the dirt. Be a little canopied area if I go get this grass texture. I don't know why it would be like this, but I just kind of like it better than a basic monster closet that's just a square. All right, what dirt texture am I using? Just use the same one. Mossy. So mossy. But I am starting to get into the mood where I want to get a little bit more mileage out of each individual effort that I do here. So I'm not trying to just sit there and like, all right, I'm going to get super granular where I'm like this close to the editor for the rest of the time I'm making it. So I'm going to be a little bit more, I think, forgiving with just not going hyper into every single area that I'm detailing. That being said, I want to make sure this looks a little nice. Get some grass growing on that. Let's just get the same grass from here. There, just a really nice basic monster closet, and we can even dim it a little bit. I kind of like the idea of it almost looking like sunlight's coming in through the top, though. Maybe... is there like a good wood texture? I can just make a couple of fake tree trunks. Yeah, just type in the word wood. There we go. There's one. Let's see. I make these little shapes jutting out of the wall, and then for a second I lose track of where they were. There we go. I think one right here on this sharp point. Sounds like quitter talk. Sure, bud. It's fighting words, man. What's going on, large cat? Cool. And we got like a little monster closet here. Nothing to it. You doing schoolwork? Are you grading schoolwork, or are you studying an actual degree, or what's going on with that? What did I do for the door up here? Oh, I didn't texture all these undersides. I didn't texture this. Oh shit. I didn't texture that either. Ah. Ever present in the machine of schooling then. I'll just keep that basic. There we go. Okay. I also really don't like that. Why did I make this unpegged? I hate that when the door doesn't change when it moves. It's so weird to me. Why did I do that? That's so much better. But this needs to be lower unpegged. And I think this is a weird size. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone. Okay. That's a little bit of that getting distracted there. Okay. Oh, wait. What's this brightness? Yeah, it should not be 176. Just keep it all 128. That's probably fine. Nice. Little monster closet here. And what about this one? An instrumentation and controls technician for water treatment. Doom strokes the same meditative parts of the brain as touchscreen program. Interesting. Water treatment plant. Yeah, interesting. So, touchscreens would be like interfaces that people use to kind of just manage the way the equipment works and stuff. I'm not sure what I want to do for this monster closet. Something is compelling me to try to find something that's a little bit on theme to think of for what this room could be. For some reason, I'm thinking like these two areas connect to like a flower garden or something like that, but it just seems like I'm making this so much more complicated. I'm going to be just detailing this map until I die. Oh, very interesting. So the texturing every button, aligning grids, ensuring the button sizes match by remembering how many units long they are. Yeah, that is actually very similar to using Doom Builder and the more meta aspects of it. and make it look easy. I feel like, I mean, Doom Builder, I think, is pretty intuitive in most cases. I think the biggest fault against Doom Builder might just be the fact that it's got such a sheer magnitude of different features that are all very useful most of the time for quality of life, and it's not always easy to know that you're missing out on them, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of making something and seeing what happens. But in terms of just like the basics, you know, the biggest thing for me was just memorizing like keyboard shortcuts so I don't have to like go over to the toolbar to toggle between the different tools all the time. And I mean, if I have the hand-eye coordination to play Doom, then I feel like memorizing these key combinations isn't really a tall order. So I think it can be pretty intuitive for the most part. It's not the most complicated program. It can do a lot, especially compared to the old software that people used to make Doom maps. What am I doing with this room? Overthinking a monster closet's design is what I'm doing. Put some bookshelves in here. Why would I have bookshelves in this area? That could be cool, but why would they be here? All right, I'm going to just put it on this wall and see if I like it. I need to make the monster closet taller. I don't know if this is something that I want. This is a very tall texture. I guess it's the same height as everything else. I don't know what I meant by that. Oh, you know what these are? Which of this closet has? Okay, so I maybe just make these actually. Ah, this song is so good. It just absolutely slaps. Do I like this? I don't know. It's not uninteresting. There are single stacks. Is this wide enough? It is not wide enough because I made it that way. And now it's too wide. Does it need to be 64? Okay. I don't know if I'm feeling this. I'll just back all this up. I don't necessarily need to just control undo everything, but I just feel like resetting back to the state it was is the best approach. Okay. So I don't immediately have the solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to keep detailing the rest of this area, and I will not worry about it until later. Okay. Let's see. I think... Whoops. I want this to start lighting. I think I want this to become lighter. I want there to be some difference here. Is there a secret box of chocolates yet? There is not, but that is a good idea. You were watching a 2-hour video on Commodore 64 programming before you saw that I was streaming. I'm glad that my content manages to edge out how to program for deprecated machinery. Trying to figure out how I want this sector to be brightened. So I think what I'm going to do is join these two. Yeah, I don't need that to be split in the middle. Come out here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see if this is going to look the way that I want it to. All right, so let's make this. I don't know why I'm overlapping complicated lighting. I might just completely undo all of this, but I'm just experimenting right now. Shit. It just seems weird to just bunch all this lighting up together. All right, let me think of something else. I mean, the lighting could just get bigger too if it bumps up to, I don't know. You were curious to know what the lighting process looked like? Yeah, I love lighting maps. It's a lot of fun, but as you can see, it can be very complicated if you, or I should say, it can be difficult if you make the map geo complicated. I mean, I happen to place a pretty high importance on lighting in maps. A 1 pixel vertical misalignment? I don't care about that. Stop trying to get in my head, lamp. First of all, what I'm going to do is make this easier on myself by just joining these two sectors together. You know what? I'm overthinking this. Let's just keep this nice and manageable. Let's see. Okay. 56, 128, 256. This is starting to take shape. Oh, right. Of course, one other thing I have not done is actually drawn the floor trim. So I need to do that. That'll be easy. For a second, I was just staring at this, like, trying to figure out why everything was so pink, and I'm like, oh, right. It's because I haven't drawn the floor trim that would balance this out visually. Now... there we go. It was never possible to fairly evaluate this because I hadn't done that part of it that I needed to do. Ooh. Nah, never mind. For a second, I was thinking I kind of liked texturing the junction there. All right, you gotta go. Hang on one second. We gotta put the dog down. All right, set her on the floor. Jesus. Okay. Of course, Lamp would critique the lighting. Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. You're allowed to critique my lighting. I don't think this map is going to contend for a CAC award. Large cat. What's up, Vibes Plane Overflow? Show dog. I don't have my camera set up. And I don't really feel like trying to balance, like, not feeling like showing my face right now with trying to show the dog, so I'm just gonna stick to mapping, but perhaps at some point I'll figure out a way to get a little dog cam set up or something. Wait a minute. Okay. Fuck, what am I doing? Probably easier to focus on mapping when you don't have a camera to manage. Yeah, I just don't really feel like dealing with what I look like. Trying to present that to people right now. And yeah, just in terms of setting the stream up, it is one more thing to have to deal with. All right, this grid is tripping me out because I can't see it. There we go. All right, so that's how far off I have. Right, because I went all the way to the edge here, and then I came out, oops. I came out to... Let's see, is this going to look right? See, this is 208, this is 192, this is 160, right? Yeah, 192 and 160. Oh yeah. Just a nice soft glow on the floor. Now we do the other side. All right. This needs a border. 16 and 16. Oh, what happened there? Oh, it's on the wrong... I put the vertex on the wrong face. Duh. And I can afford to make this something else, just as a cool little variant. Gold. I love gold. Yeah, why not? Just for the hell of it. Nice. Oh, it's sticking out. That's sticking out. Where are we at? All right, cool, cool. This isn't totally done yet, but it's a lot of progress on this hallway. It'll be fine to just keep it like this. So things I need to figure out for this area before I'm completely done with it is I need to figure out how to make the brightness transfer work, because it keeps transferring the brightness from here to this sector and the adjacent sectors. Wait a minute. Does it have to do with the line def and where it terminates? Hang on. That was at action 213. Yeah, so that's not it either. Well, if somebody knows how that function works, because basically what I want to happen is, I can't even demonstrate it without undoing that. It just completely... These sectors aren't even joined together. Why does it transfer the brightness to all those sectors? That doesn't make any sense. That's so weird. I guess I'm going to have to just do some looking into how that function works, because I have changed floor brightness to this brightness. Which tag did you have on the Oh! That's why, because it's a 0 tag. So what, okay, I think, okay, I see. So I just need to make it, I only need to do this once then. I can just make this sector 18. I see. And I don't know why I completely overlooked that. This needs to point to sector 18. Is that correct? That's not it, but that's pretty close to it, right? So maybe I just have the change floor to this brightness. I wanted to change it to, I'm going to apply it to the sector that the line is facing. That's not it. It's backwards. So I need to change this to 18. The way it works, the brightness of the floor right in front of the line will be sent to all sectors with the same tag. I see. So I need to make this tag sector 18. I need to make this tag sector 0. I need to flip the line so the front of it faces this sector. And now all these sectors in here that I make as Sector 18 will light up correctly. Tag of the control sector is irrelevant. Yep, that makes sense. And you're a genius. I always get the syntax on those confused. I would have probably arrived at that at some point, but it would have taken me substantially longer than with your help. So nice. I like this little. I like this decision here. Still got to figure this thing out, but sick. Yeah, I guess it's not a very descriptive action, but it's also it's not like they can just make it as long as they wanted, I guess. Let's see. So what is this? This is pointing to Sector 8. Oh, yeah. Another trick that I should have used is that you just highlight the sector and then you hit L and then you automatically have all the lines selected. Oh, that's a light blinks randomly. Let me do that then. Let's see. Was it centered with this door? Let's just center it with one of the doors. All right, cool. I mean, I think that's most of the hallway done. I just need to figure out the monster closets, but then that's pretty much this area is done. Good stuff. I'd say that's a nice little milestone hit. I already detailed this room. I could technically leave it like this, but I think it's a little bit heavy on this side. Let me just grab this texture here and yeah. Just a tiny amount of variance to make it look nice. Now let's see. I need to grab this texture here since I'm using it for oh, wait a minute. Let's make these all the same. Then this one is the gold. You're over halfway at this point. Let me see. So I've basically done this, this, and this. Yeah, I mean, theoretically about halfway. I'd say in terms of how long it takes me, I think I passed the halfway point already. But I think in terms of the actual raw amount of material I need to cover still, it is, yes, the halfway point. But now that I've kind of figured out the vibe, all this other stuff is coming a lot more quickly. So now the decisions begin being made for me, and that's my favorite time. Just alternate these here. Boom. Marble. Oh yeah, this is starting to look good. This right here is probably one of my favorite moments in the mapping process is when I see multiple things now beginning to congeal into the final shape of the map, and just the flow and the vibe is starting to really come together, and it's not just a bunch of disjointed pieces. It actually feels like some things all clicking together, and you just take a second to look at all that and you're like, oh yeah, we are cooking now. No, this needs to contrast. Oh, these both need to contrast. I mean, I don't have to, but just leave that alone for now. Maybe I do like it better with the dark stone. I did go pretty hard on the loopy staircase. Yeah, I mean, it leads to the BFG, and I think allowing myself to kind of indulge in just opening this whole area up, which, by the way, I remembered this absently, so I'll do it while I'm over here. But allowing myself to just kind of explore opening this area up creatively just feels like it also metaphorically opened me up creatively as well, so it just... It paid off to kind of delve into it. Because I'm going to reuse this somewhere else too. And I can get away with using this pattern, this decorating pattern, multiple times because I put in the work to differentiate this area in other ways. So I don't have to make the texturing look distinct if I make other elements of the area look distinct itself. Which, I mean, does involve using other textures, but instead of being like, well, I got to use a different marble texture, so this area looks different than that hallway. That's kind of where I'm getting at. I'm also, one thing I didn't really think that much about, but probably presents why I've just been at this the way that I have, is that I'm not used to detailing things that are more abstract in nature. Even when I intentionally make maps that, you know, I don't make like Doom cute facilities and stuff like that, but most of my maps, at least in my head, have some sort of like purpose or sense of location. And it just dawned on me that this map is truly something that actually takes the shape of like an arena. And it doesn't really make any qualms about the fact that it is a combat space, even though it has a theme to it. And it's making it very interesting to kind of think about how to decorate it. And oh yeah, you said that message earlier, but I didn't respond to it. But you have the same feeling when you play through the map with no placeholder gameplay. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You've started to actually like fine tune things, and you're like, oh right, this feels good because I wasn't totally sure if this was going to be interesting or not. Sense of place you were in a deathmatch arena. Right, but you know, it's like this deathmatch arena isn't themed on anything. Like, this isn't a facility, I guess. I mean, I guess it could be like a love-themed tech base, but that's kind of weird. It doesn't feel true. I do think... Let's see, I know I want to go back to the marble, the white marble texture. Although this is a major fixture. This is the area where you get the final key. I'm tempted to try to make it look distinct in some way, but maybe I don't need to do that with the texturing like I was just saying. See you later, Zelgados. All right. Dr. Smell Zone, hello. I think I just need to wander around in this for a minute. Yeah, I like the way this has turned out. It's going to look really good when I figure out what these monster closets are. I could probably repeat this idea up on this side. So there's a little bit of congruence there, which would allow me to repeat whatever this is on this side. So I really only have to solve this problem twice, not 4 times. Or not even twice, excuse me, just one more time. Figure out what these closets are. Other than that, I think this area looks really good. I like the way that it looks with the... Oh, I gotta apply the light transfer to this part as well. But yeah, I think this is really coming together. Do I mess with game-changing mods at all? I mean, in terms of making content, definitely not. I mean, if I assume you're talking about like those like major weapon overhaul mods or like corruption cards or stuff like that. I have not. Every now and again, I'll get like a wild hair and I will play through a few WODs with like Project Brutality or some other interesting looking mod. My preferred method of playing Doom, though, is typically to just stick with vanilla. I am making some slight gameplay tweaks in my my major project, Bitter Dream, but it's mostly just like D-hack stuff that most people are pretty aware of, like the shotgun fires faster and the chain gun fires faster, and Lost Soul have 50 health and stuff like that. So, I tend to like just the pure classic gameplay most of the time. God Complex has been coming up for me a lot lately. I want to check it out. I saw somebody in Discord post that, but I don't know much about it. Yeah, kind of like Rowdy Rudy. It doesn't have like an action movie, 80s action movie theming to it or anything like that, but in the same way that it kind of manipulates the weapons a little bit. I didn't change most of the monsters though, like Rowdy Rudy did. The only monster changes I made were just the Lost Soul, and then I added an exploding Lost Soul variant for episode 3 of Bitter Dream that I'm still working on. So I kept it kind of basic. Mostly I just had specific aims in mind when I made those changes to the weapons and the Lost Soul. I just basically wanted to make sure that the pump shotgun and the chain gun felt a little bit more useful in the arsenal, so that I could design gameplay that was less involving like just super shotgun heavy or rocket launcher heavy gameplay, which is, you know, fairly common. Or just that kind of tease of like, oh, still not giving you the super shotgun, but the pump shotgun is just starting to outstay its welcome. So like for that reason, I made the pump shotgun a little bit faster, and you know, it made the chain gun faster, just to kind of make the things I can design around a little more interesting. Yeah, yeah. Faster chain gun is kind of a must for me. I wish it was just faster in general. I wish like Doom 2 had just made it faster or something, because like the chain gun actually feels pretty well tuned for Ultimate Doom or just regular Doom 1. Because typically you're fighting a lot more hit scanners, and small encounters with the like barons and stuff like that are a little bit more meaningful in terms of being drawn out. But I think in Doom 2, the chain gun just feels a little bit out of place with how weak it is. So I liked speeding it up. And then, you know, that way I can do a lot of fun stuff. Like I have lots of places where you just get to mow down like hit scanners and imps with either the pump shotgun or the chain gun. And at least in my opinion, I mean, I think it's fun, so... Or, you know, if I ask you to kill a Revenant or 2 with the pump shotgun, it doesn't feel like such a grueling task over and over again because it fires a little bit faster. Let's see. Okay, I need to draw... This doesn't have to be equal. Just, let's see. Okay. Basically, you're going to just make this the same exact style as the other closet. It just makes it simple. Maybe Ramiro can make the faster chain gun cannon in Sigil 2. Maybe, but I'm just more interested in seeing if Ramiro actually holds up to his I won't hold him as a promise, but his making whatever the Doom 2 project he's supposed to be making. Yeah, I don't really think that Sigil 3 would actually need to exist. It feels like it would be kind of overdone at that point. Sigil 2 seemed like it was kind of a mixed bag, so I mean, I think the people who like it seem to really like it, but I think there's quite a few critics out there too. Yeah. A mastermind with 100,000 health. That's... I mean, I guess he can do whatever he wants, because I'm already not going to play any more of Sigil 2. It's just not for me. Oh, I need to hang little mossy vines from these. Would make these look good. Really hard to compete with community wads. Yeah, Eternity 2 and Sigil 2 did come out on the same day. And, you know, it is technically not fair, but I feel like most people at least were able to play both. But yeah, having them so close to each other certainly makes it very easy to compare the quality of Sigil 2 with Eternity, because what else would you do with that? But I mean, I feel like you know, ultimately it just felt like, seems like most people's criticism was that, you know, Sigil 2 was just more Sigil 1 in ways that they didn't really like. So I don't know. I mean, it is a guy who's been out of the game, you know, largely for longer than most people have actually even been in it in terms of like making Doom maps. And I know John Romero does like other stuff, but I mean, it's not like he's just sitting there constantly designing games anymore, right? Like he doesn't actually do that, I don't think. So I'm not gonna be too harsh on John himself just for, you know, not keeping up with the modern mapping ethos. Of course he's not going to have time for that crap. You were disinclined to even release anything close to the anniversary. Yeah, I know. As soon as I started to think about that, I was like, nah. Because I was very tempted to try to have Bitter Dream completely finished by November. And I mean, first of all, that would have been completely impossible anyways. But second, like, I'm glad I didn't even get close to that point because there was just so much stuff out there. I would have just felt dumb. Surprised he didn't take any cues from people like Dragonfly or even just inspiration. Yeah, I mean, I would just be curious to know how much any of that John Romero even plays. Let's swap these two. I feel like it makes sense to have the blue armor. If you're going to get the blue armor out of this closet anyways, then it makes sense to swap these here, because then it actually feels like it belongs on a pedestal. Yeah, I mean, Ramiro strikes me as like he doesn't actually have a ton of time to either play games or develop directly for games. I don't know. I assume that... I don't know. I don't actually know anything about John Romero's current life, so I'm purely speculating, but just based on his status and like what he gets up to, it seems like he probably spends more time shaking hands than doing shit like this. But I could be completely off base there. I don't know. So there's one area that I wanted to do something specific with. I think I'm going to work on that area first and then come back out to the center of the map. Ramiro not a game dev as his main gig? I always just kind of assumed it was more like he runs a game dev company. But maybe he's over there like drawing sprite artwork and making like mobile game levels and stuff. I really don't know. He seemed... My impression was that he's just kind of ascended to the level of just having his name on stuff rather than actually having to be involved in the nitty-gritty, but maybe I'm completely wrong about that. Wrote a book. Yeah. I heard that book was actually pretty good. Be interested to read it sometime. I'm not trying to like dog on John Romero or anything like that. I like the guy. He seems pretty cool, all things considered. I mean, he made Sigil on stream, so my guess is all of it. Yeah, it was kind of a big thing for a while. He was streaming the development of Sigil 2. So a ghost mapper who's like perfect at copying John Romero's style. Let's look for some textures I haven't used yet. This is supposed to be kind of like a grungier area, so not like a pristine looking texture. Probably. Ramiro is a collective identity of many ancient mappers. Ramiro is just 5 mappers in a trench coat. You know what? I have an idea. The old clock is ticking. Let's figure this out. All right. I know how I want to do this. I want to make... No, wait a minute. What am I doing? Let's try that again. This does not have a seam on it. Yeah, because it's the same one as the one I've been using. What about this? Tom has to write the sigil Bible, which doesn't get used. This thing fucking sucks. Throw it out. What is this trash? Go back to making Commander Keen, you dork. What do you mean Doom guy should get a pogo stick as a pickup? That's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard in my life. If you were Carol's brother-in-law, I would have fired you weeks ago, Tom. I have no idea what this thing is supposed to be yet. Let's see, you come down to this area by hitting this switch and then you get lowered into this. So I do think I want to just drop this down for a minute and see if let's see. Go ahead and pop that here. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I cannot grab these damn pixels. There we go. All right. What is this supposed to be? I scrolled through all these textures already and I couldn't think of anything. Ooh, torches? These are textures. That's interesting. Interesting carpet texture for the wall. YouTube has managed to identify that you were playing Minecraft on this stream. I swear I changed it to Doom. So it must just keep changing back on its own somehow. Whatever, making Doom maps and doing Minecraft's like the same thing. I don't know what to put here. Could be water. Is there a reason this can't be a waterfall? I mean... Okay, I'm kind of thinking of something. Oh, yeah, one thing I wanted to do too was raise the ceiling in the middle. So let me do this. Need to just go ahead and change all these textures. All right, let's just make this black. Does it have all black in it? Of course it does. No good texture set should not have all black in it. Does this make a lot of sense? Given how much you go down, maybe I need to rethink this. Maybe it can't have a high ceiling because that doesn't actually make a lot of sense, does it? It can have a higher ceiling. Am I going to put a secret back there? Oh, I missed a lot of comments. For a second, there wasn't anything happening, and I let myself focus on here. Bloodfall would have been a good idea. It's the lower region. Yeah, I kind of just skipped to this part because I wasn't really having any ideas for the other area for the time being, and I just wanted to keep moving, so I need to draw one here and here. Oops. Waterfall is good. Doom mapping Eagles Minecraft would set someone off. I'm just not sure who. Yeah, I'm sure it would, but me saying that I prefer to map in Boom to any other format's gonna set someone off, so who cares? Just make it have a skybox or clip around the waterfall. Yeah, the skybox could be a decent idea. I just makes me wonder where this waterfall comes from, but I guess it just comes from here. So, all right, let me do this. Bring this down. Maybe I do just want to... Uh-oh. I have a sector that is behaving weird. What's going on? There we go. I need to figure out what this texture is going to be. Let's just give it the gray for the second, for the time being. All right, this will just be skybox. How's that look? Oh. I like it being a cave. I think it needs to be. I could even just, for the time being, just leave the all black texture here until I figure out what the rest of this is going to be. Haven't I heard that MBF 21 exists? I will honestly, no joke, I will probably work in MBF 21 for my next big project. I'm kind of pipelining a few things. So I've got like a vanilla project. Well, not vanilla, just a stock asset limit removing project, just a regular megawad or just set of maps that I'm working on. Just I'm picking away at here and there. And then of course, Bitter Dream. I think once I finish Bitter Dream and probably work on a few other things here and there, I might consider working in MBF 21 for another project because there's some stuff I would like to do. And I think learning all that, stuff would be fun. The waterfall needs to come from somewhere. Yeah, that was my original idea, was that it was like coming down from somewhere. It doesn't look good just standing on its own. I'll figure it out at some point, but I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get a little sleepy, and I know it's affecting my ability to think about what I want to do. Skylight, but it's got to look like a cave. Yeah, I was talking about it the other day when I think I was talking about it when I was playing TNT Devolution. But I want to do stuff like, I want to make the pistol a good weapon. I want to use MBF-21 like D-Hack to make the pistol like a really strong, like slow firing single target weapon. That's bad in a group setting, so it doesn't outpace like the super shotgun or the rocket launcher, but it's much more useful than the vanilla pistol that just is the weakest, dumbest weapon in the game. Let's see, this needs to be action 38 on sector 11 here. So this one will become action 38 on sector 11. This is action 2 on sector 10. There we go. Yeah, I know the pistol can be buffed nicely, but like in terms of what you can do, isn't it pretty limited in like you have to make the pistol shoot 5 bullets at one time. You're like, or you know, it's like you have to make the chain gun shoot like 5 bullets at one time to make it more powerful. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what the potential of MBF-21 is, but I want to make it where the pistol fires like 1 bullet really powerfully. Heart the centerpiece. Yeah, I thought it would be nice to... Yeah, you can simply change the damage of the pellet. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want it to like... I don't want to fake how it behaves in the weird current D-hacked way. I want to like go in and like manually change all kinds of parameters to very specific things. I think it would be fun. Oh, I need to rotate this because I think it would look better if it was facing the entry point. And then line it up with this fixture. Move this here. Probably play around with that. I think I'm actually getting pretty close to saying that this is a good stopping point for me, because honestly, I'm getting a little bit eyelid heavy. I can tell that I'm starting to lose focus. So we'll go ahead and say that's a good stopping point. I'll come back and finish this room, but I mean, realistically speaking now, in terms of what I have to finish left with the map, I'd say this area, like half of whatever this is, and a couple of hallways, and most of the map is going to be done visually from that point, so... I'd say I'm probably at the... Careful with the balance. Yeah, guys, I will I will probably stream again at least once or twice this week, maybe Thursday. I'm not totally sure, but we'll see. I'll kind of probably just it'll probably be an impromptu thing like I did today. So I'll just kind of hop in and get it going. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back again sometime.